Welcome to my channel Value Old Coins. In this video, we're going to explore three rare and valuable Mercury dimes, the 1918S, 1928, and 1935D editions. These coins might look small, but their hidden value could surprise you. Some examples have sold for thousands of dollars, depending on their mint mark's condition and silver content. We'll talk about their full history, design details, silver composition, rarity, collector value, and auction records, everything you need to know before you ever think of spending one. So let's get started. The 1985p United States of America half dollar, bearing the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the mint mark P below Kennedy's portrait, represents one of the later-date clad issues of the famous Kennedy half-dollar series, a coin that began in 1964 to honor the memory of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination on November 22, 1963. The 1985p coin belongs to the copper-nickel-clad era, a period during which half-dollars were struck not for large-scale circulation but mainly for collector and commercial needs, deeply reflecting how American coinage habits changed during the late 20th century. At this time, half-dollars were already becoming rare in everyday commerce, used mostly in casinos, banking facilities, and specific vending systems. Therefore, the 1985p stands as a coin more commonly found in mint sets, bankrolls, and long-store collections rather than in circulating change. Its design continues a powerful and dignified portrait of President Kennedy, sculpted by Gilroy Roberts, showing the late president in a left-facing profile with sharp hair details, a strong jawline, and a serene but determined expression that symbolizes national unity, progress, and the enduring respect for Kennedy's legacy. Below the portrait appears the motto, In God We Trust, split on either side of Kennedy's bust, while the date 1985 sits centered beneath the neckline truncation. The P mint mark, representing the Philadelphia Mint, appears just above the date, indicating its mint of origin. Turning the coin to its reverse, the viewer encounters a grand and authoritative heraldic eagle, a design created by Frank Gasparro, which dominates the entire half-dollar with powerful patriotic symbolism. The eagle stands with wings fully spread, clutching an olive branch in one talon, symbolizing peace, and a bundle of arrows in the other, symbolizing national defense. Surrounding the eagle is a circle of 50 stars, representing the states of the Union, arranged in a striking and harmonious formation that enhances the overall design. Above the eagle is the national motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, placed prominently on a banner, emphasizing unity among diversity. The inscriptions United States of America arches along the top rim and half-dollar stretches boldly across the lower rim, completing the regal presentation of the coin. The reeded edge adds a tactile security feature, historically used to deter shaving or clipping precious metal from coins back when half-dollars contained silver. The 1985p half-dollar is struck from a clad composition of outer layers made of copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This gives the coin its characteristic silver-gray appearance, durability, and scratch resistance. It has a standard diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a thickness of 2.15 millimeters, and weighs 11.34 grams, specifications that have remained consistent for all clad half-dollars since 1971. The Philadelphia Mint produced a large mintage of 21,696,000 coins in 1985, yet surprisingly, very few were released into everyday circulation because banks at the time ordered fewer half-dollars. As a result, many of these coins remained in Federal Reserve vaults or were distributed only in small quantities, making circulated examples less commonly encountered than their mintage number suggests. Many specimens that exist today are found in high grades, often taken directly from mint sets or preserved by collectors. Collectors value the 1985p Kennedy half-dollar not for rarity and mintage, but for its quality of strike, luster, and condition, especially in mint state grades. Coins graded MS-65 or MS-66 and above are particularly appealing due to the difficulty of preserving the large, reflective surfaces without contact marks or abrasions. Higher-grade examples can exhibit strong cartwheel luster, sharply defined hair strands, crisp lettering, clean fields, and bold details in the eagle's feathers on the reverse. Some 1985p coins show minor die varieties, such as die cracks, die chips, or slightly rotated dies, features that can add interest but usually not significant value. In fully brilliant mint state condition, the coin becomes a testament to the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint during the 1980s, reflecting the technological improvements in die preparation and striking quality. Historically, the 1985 P. Kennedy half dollar represents a transitional period in American coinage usage, marking the era when half dollars shifted from a national circulating coin to a more collector-oriented piece. It is part of a lineage that carries emotional significance due to its connection to President Kennedy, maintaining a legacy of national pride and remembrance. Despite being made from base metal rather than silver, the coin holds immense sentimental and historical worth. Its design, unchanged since the 1960s, symbolizes both the memory of a beloved president and the evolution of modern U.S. coinage. The 2023 D United States of America half dollar, inscribed with Liberty, In God We Trust, and carrying the D Mint mark of the Denver Mint, represents one of the modern issues of the enduring Kennedy half dollar series, a circulating coin type that began in 1964 as a memorial to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, and has since evolved into a denomination struck largely for collectors rather than everyday commerce. The 2023 D coin continues the long tradition of featuring Gilroy Roberts' iconic left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, a design revered for its lifelike rendering of hair strands, its smooth but strong facial structure, and its ability to capture both the energy and optimism that Kennedy symbolized to the nation. Surrounding the portrait along the upper rim is the word Liberty, spaced evenly and boldly in tall, modern lettering that has remained consistent throughout the series. Beneath Kennedy's chin, the national motto, In God We Trust, appears in its classic divided position, with In God on the left and We Trust on the right, creating visual balance across the lower portion of the obverse. At the bottom center sits the date 2023, a reminder of the continuity of this American coinage tradition into the 21st century, and just above the date, tucked neatly into the field of the coin, lies the D Mint mark, identifying the Denver Mint as a facility responsible for its production. Turning the coin to its reverse reveals a powerful heraldic eagle crafted by Frank Gasparro, which has been the symbol of the Kennedy half dollar since its creation. This eagle, based on the presidential seal, spreads its wings in a bold and patriotic posture, holding an olive branch, representing peace, in one talon, and a bundle of arrows, representing defense and readiness, in the other. A shield rests prominently on the eagle's chest, symbolizing unity and protection, while above the eagle floats a flowing banner bearing the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, a statement of national unity that has defined American identity since the earliest days of the Republic. Surrounding the eagle is a ring of 50 stars, one for each state of the Union, arranged in a symmetrical and visually striking pattern, while the inscriptions United States of America and half dollar curve along the upper and lower rims, completing the traditional layout of a reverse design. The 2023 D half dollar is composed of the modern clad alloy introduced in 1971, outer layers of copper nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core, producing familiar silver-gray color with subtle warm undertones. The coin weighs 11.34 grams, measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of about 2.15 millimeters, all standard specifications that have defined the clad Kennedy half dollar for over 5 decades. Unlike earlier decades when half dollars circulated widely in daily commerce, by 2023 the denomination had become almost exclusively a collector-focused issue, with most coins produced for mint sets, rolls, and bags sold directly to hobbyists, though the U.S. Mint technically still classifies them as circulating coinage. The Denver Mint produced millions of 2023 D half dollars, but relatively few entered actual circulation, making high-grade uncirculated examples common, and circulated examples somewhat less frequently encountered. Collectors evaluating the 2023 D often look for strong luster, clean fields, sharply defined hairlines on Kennedy's portrait, crisp lettering, and clear feather detail on the eagle's wings, as modern minting technology generally produces more consistent and visually appealing strikes than earlier eras. Because most 2023 D coins were stored, purchased, or collected immediately after minting, many exist in high mint state grades with bright cartwheel luster, minimal contact marks, and appealing for us to feel contrast. The coin is also significant because it represents the ongoing commitment of the U.S. Mint to maintain traditional designs while still adapting to changing collector preferences and modern minting standards. Even though half dollars are no longer a major part of everyday economic life, the 2023 D. Kennedy half dollar holds symbolic power as a continuation of one of America's most beloved and longest-running numismatic series, blending historical memory, patriotic imagery, and modern production quality into a single piece of circulating eligible coinage that stands as both a tribute to President Kennedy and a reflection of how American currency has evolved in the digital age. For collectors, the 2023 D is more than just a modern clad coin. It is a link between the past and the present, a reminder of national heritage, and a continuation of a coin series that has remained beloved for nearly 6 decades, despite changing economic conditions and the decline of physical cash usage. As such, the 2023 D. Kennedy half dollar remains an important and meaningful piece in U.S. numismatics, valued for its design, symbolism, collectability, and its role in preserving one of the most iconic portraits in American coinage.